a secret to share. I realized that I'm actually quite vain. Okay, let me tell a quick story. So, a couple of months ago, when I was preparing for this YouTube channel, right, and I went and visited my mentor and I checked out all his setup. So, he had this really high-end DSLR and he had all the lights, and then behind that DSLR camera was this huge 4K TV, and from there you can actually see what the camera sees. And so I stepped in front of the camera, and then that's when I saw my face on that huge 4K TV, and guess what I saw? I saw how bad my skin was. And so that's when I realized that, oh man, I'm actually quite vain, because I really cared like how I look. And that's when I decided that I'm gonna be taking care of my skin from now on. And so I did a little bit of research on what kind of skincare products I need to use. A quick disclaimer, I am not the type that who will do a lot of research, like like deep research and this kind of things, really trying to understand all of it. But I just try and research enough so that I know and understand it, and if it's safe and if it's something that I can do, and then from there I try it out. If it works out, then it gets me more interested. Then I do more research, and then I try out more things, and that's kind of like how the cycle goes. And so this, I thought, is perfect for a 14-day challenge. So, quick context on this. In my personal development journey, what I discovered is that I have a lot of limiting beliefs. And so these limiting beliefs are beliefs that I created, like growing up, basically from my experiences and from other people, the environment, all of these things, right? What I realized are these limiting beliefs are the ones that's stopping me from achieving more in life, basically. So what I did was I started to challenge myself. So I gave myself all of this, like different types of challenges, like 14-day challenges or maybe 30-day challenge, and try out things and see if I can push myself more to actually grow even further. Some of them can be like fasting, like I did 1 day fast, and then I did 3-day fast, I did a 7-day fasting, and then I also did, I think the longest challenge that I did was go into a gluten-free diet, and I was able to do that for about 1.5 years, like really just gluten-free diet. And a lot of people were uncomfortable with it, especially my parents, because they don't know what to feed me. Okay, but that's beside the point. Let's go back to this. So I thought this skincare routine, which is something that I totally don't do. I'm like, if you can say, a typical guy that is quite lazy in putting in products on the face. Yeah, so I did a little bit of research, and in fact, very recently, one of my favorite YouTubers, Ali Abdal, posted a video about his productivity skincare, and I watched it and I love it. But what I did, of course, is did my own check. And so luckily I have a friend who is also a dermatologist, and her name is Dr. Olivia Jesus. And so after learning all of this and getting inspired from Ali Abdal, and it's just perfect because what I needed was this skincare products and routine, and he was able to provide that. And so what I did was to check in with my friend Dr. Olivia and see what she thinks about it. So you'll hear about her later on as well. Okay, now it's time to share with you what are these products that I'm going to be using for this 14-day challenge. So the first one is a cleanser. So I'll be explaining a bit more on that later on. And then the second one is a moisturizer. Then next is sunscreen. And then the last one, and probably this is the one that you are not familiar with, this is something that was totally new to me, is retinoid. So cleansers, definitely I've known this for quite some time already. But like a typical guy, I am quite lazy in finding out what is the perfect product to use, or maybe like putting a lot of things on my face. So that's not something that I am keen on doing. So I normally use soap in order to clean my face. But one of my biggest issues as well is that I get lazy and I don't wash my face. And so that's exactly kind of like what happened in the past few months, and that's resulted to me seeing my face like that. Anyway, so that's the cleanser, and from Ali Abdal, right? So he said that even if you go, for example, here in Singapore, if you go to Watson's and those kind of stores that sell all the skincare products, and you see them in that column, and there will be a lot of quite loud, colorful packaging, say that get youthful skin and all this marketing stuff. And so what Ali is suggesting is that to look for packaging or products that has packaging that looks like it's basically medicine. It's boring and it just tells you like what you need to know, and typically those are the ones that are more effective. So he recommend a few brands. So one that I bought is CeraVe, and then the other one is Eucerin. I bought this online in Amazon. And then the second one is the moisturizer. So this is something that I also have known for quite some time, which is good. But again, I don't know, I maybe am making it as an excuse, but as a guy, this is something that I am not particularly motivated to use. But yeah, that's gonna be changing, right? So that's why this is a 14-day challenge. So again, it's the same thing. Choose the one that has a packaging that is very simple, clinical, looks like a medicine. And again, the same brand, CeraVe, so I bought that online as well. And then the next one is the sunscreen. So sunscreen, I know about sunscreen as well, but the way I use sunscreen is when I know I'm going to be going to do an activity that will require me to be under the sun for quite some time, and there's a possibility of getting my skin burned. So in order to avoid that pain of my skin getting burned, that's why I use sunscreen. And so let's say, for example, I go play tennis like in the middle of the day, like 10 a.m. to 12 a.m. So I normally do that as well. Or maybe go and swim, either swim in the pool or swim in the sea, by the beach. So I would definitely put some sunscreen, and I will put sunscreen that will be appropriate. So for sports, I have like sunscreen that is for sports, and then for swimming as well. Sunscreen is definitely important. Ali did talk a lot about, he dived deep in discussing what actually happens if we don't use sunscreen. But of course, I have my dear friend Dr. Olivia to explain what is the main reason we need to use sunscreen.
Sunscreen should be an important part of our daily skincare routine because a skincare routine without sun protection is basically pointless. The harmful UV or ultraviolet rays from the sun increases our risk for skin cancer and skin aging, and we are exposed to them every single day. And over time, this sun damage starts to add up. So let's think of sunscreens as our thin, bulletproof vest that can help protect us from skin cancer and other unwanted skin changes, such as sunburn, pigmentation, and premature aging of the skin.
Thank you very much, Dr. Olivia. And probably the 3 products that you are already familiar with, and high chance you don't know about retinoid just like me. So retinoid is very interesting, and it's kind of like that secret product to help our skin. And this is the product that I'm super excited to use. But I am not an expert, and so I would like my friend Dr. Olivia to explain more what exactly is retinoid and what are the benefits that we can get from using it.
Retinoids are actually trending and quite popular in social media, especially among skincare enthusiasts, and for good reason. They are one of the most well researched anti aging compounds that reduces fine lines and wrinkles on the skin. Their main mechanism of action is increasing collagen production, but you need to remember that it takes around 3 to 6 months of regular use before you see a visible improvement. Retinoids can cause dryness and irritation of the skin, especially during the early stages of application. So we usually recommend applying initially every other night until your skin can tolerate applying it every night. And because retinoids can make your skin more sensitive to the sun, it is also important to wear sunscreen during daytime. If you're considering using a particular retinoid product, it is better to consult with your dermatologist to see if it would be a good option for your skin.
There you go, there you go. So this is the 4 products. So let me quickly explain what I'm going to be doing for this 14-day challenge, the routine schedule, all these things. Okay, so the night routine, definitely I'm going to be using the cleanser. So I'm going to wash my face with the cleanser, and then I'm going to be putting this facial moisturizing lotion PM. So this is really for nighttime. Just quickly read some of the things here. So it's developed with dermatologists. Its unique formula with 3 essential ceramides moisturizes throughout the night and helps restore the protective skin barrier. So that's the main thing that the moisturizer helps us. So it says here non-comedogenic, which means it won't clog pores. And then it has vitamin B3, which is niacinamide, which helps calm the skin. I don't actually really know what that means, but I'm super excited to use this as well. And then retinoid is suggested to be used only once a day and to use it at night. And so I'm going to be using this as well. So as you can see, all of them are still packed. So let me quickly take out the moisturizer. So this is the cleanser. So I haven't really used them, and then you will be shocked because it's actually quite small. I thought it's quite big. Oh, the box is big. And differin is also one of the suggested products from Ali's video. And so this 3 will be the products that I'm going to be using at night. So cleanse, and then moisturize, and then after the moisturizer is absorbed, then I'll be putting the retinoid. And then it's also suggested, especially for beginners, to put another coating of moisturizer after the retinoid dries up. And because the retinoid especially might be strong, it will help to moisturize the skin. So this is the night routine. And then of course, upon waking up, I'm gonna be cleansing my face again. And then normally I go out, so then I will use sunscreen. So these 2 basically. So and that's it. That's gonna be like my daily routine. So morning, cleanse and put a sunscreen, especially if I'm going out. And then at night, it will be this 3. So I'm also curious because I'm just going to be doing this for 14 days and I'm going to be showing to all of you like what's going to be the result. But I'm curious, so I asked my friend Dr. Olivia, how long does it normally take to see some results in doing this skincare routine? And this is what she had to say.
Any skincare routine takes time, usually weeks and months to see visible results. New skin cells form every 28 to 40 days, so you can start to see some improvement after 1 month. But it is also important to note that most active ingredients in skincare products need at least 2 months or more to take full effect and to achieve their desired results. You need to be very patient to see the results that you want.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And so now I just want to explain how I'm going to be reporting to all of you. So you'll be seeing how my facial conditions, so the picture of before I started doing this, and then I'll show again on day 3, and then after that on day 7, and then day 11, and then day 14 is the final report. And then you'll be able to see how things are. All right, cool. So let's get started. So day 3 means I have completed 3 cycles of the routine. So which means from the night that I started my routine, which is cleansing and then putting moisturizer and then putting the retinoid, and then in the morning I cleanse and then put some sunscreen. So I completed that even up to this morning. So this is day 3. So as you can see, I will do a close-up, sorry. So that's a close-up. I think overall in the past 2 days. So first, after I put the retinoid on the first day, right? So the following day, I tried and observed if there was any irritation or kind of like adverse effect. So there wasn't. So it gave me confidence to actually do include the retinoid in a daily basis. So that is one of the things that I changed in the routine. Okay, as you can see so far, there's nothing much. You can see the difference. It's more of like the feeling that I have. My face is lighter, slightly lighter, and also I noticed that my face wasn't oily by like in the afternoon or at the end of the day. And these are just the short-term effects that I'm updating you all. Okay, so this is day 7, and I think you can notice that my skin is actually fairer, and I think the color is also more balanced. So that's 7 days of doing the routine. And so I think one of the key things that I noticed when in day 6, I slightly tweaked the routine, my night routine, wherein after I put on the retinoid, instead of waiting for like 15 minutes for it to dry, then I waited about 3 hours before I placed on the moisturizer again. And so what I noticed was it started to, I feel a bit of that itchiness. The reason I did that was to check, because apparently the retinoid strength that we need to use needs to have some kind of like effect. Then it means it's the right amount. So what I've been doing for the past like 6 days, 5 days, was I put it on the after I cleanse, then I moisturize, right? I put the retinoid, and then after that I put the moisturizer again. After doing that for 5 days, I didn't feel any kind of like discomfort coming from the retinoid even the day after. So I was thinking, is this really working? And so that's why I did that on day 6. And then interestingly, in day 7, I also noticed, if you can see in the pictures, there's some peeling that has been starting. So yeah, so it is working. And again, I think a reminder, this is a long-term game. So yeah, I'm very curious at what's gonna happen after another week of testing. Hello, this is day 11 update, and since my past update on day 7, what I have noticed is a few things. So one is that I had a bit of skin peeling on that side, especially in my on my nose, and then some acne disappeared. Like I had this one acne that has been there for a very long time, and I don't know what to do with it. But after a week with this routine, and then it disappeared. It's actually somewhere here, and then another one here. But as you can see, there's still some acne over there. Uh, and I think I want to share also that in the past now 11 days of doing this skincare routine, I also wasn't sleeping properly. So I had a lot of things to do, so I was working very late until maybe 2 a.m. And so my average sleep this past 11 days is, I would say, 5 to 6 hours or even less. So of course that doesn't really help me, right? But normally when I do that in the past, then I would have like breakouts already of pimples and these things. But with this skincare routine, it's still quite okay. So the retinoid is working really hard. Anyway, so some other things that I think it's not possible for you to see in the video is that from my own experience, like touching my skin, it's definitely softer. I think it's the moisturizer, and then it's smoother as well. So when I clean my face, when I use the cleanser, I can feel that my skin is smoother generally. So I think that in itself is already very good. Oh, day 14, and it's the last day of this 14-day challenge. So I'm quite excited to share with all of you my findings. But first, let's look at my skin. So this morning, so I went out and I only actually cleansed my skin. I didn't put any sunblock or sunscreen, and this is how it looks. So it definitely looks smoother, and if you can see, it also looks healthy with that natural oil or glow, which is very different from when I started. And this is something that you cannot see, but the oil is actually not the greasy type. So that is quite cool. And you cannot also see it from the video, but my face feels more plump. Like it really feels healthy. Although one of the things is that, as you can see from the video, there are still some red spots or red acne there. So that's, I mean, overall, I have less red spots, right? But it's still a bit disappointing that it didn't fully disappear. But of course, again, a reminder, this is a long-term gain. And so to really see the full benefit of this skincare routine, I need to be able to do it like at least 2 months to 3 months, and then I can fully see it. But within these 14 days, definitely I see a lot of very good results already. So another thing is that I want to highlight is this past 2 weeks. What is remarkable to me is that there were no pimples that came out, no breakout of kind of like acne. And this is even though I was sleeping very late, because I was working and I was sleeping very late. And on the average, I was like really sleeping less, 5 to 6 hours per day. And so that is like amazing. In the past, I would have definitely, like breakout of pimples and acne. So my conclusion is, number one, does it make my skin look better? Because that is like the main thing that I want to get out of this. And the answer to that is definitely yes. So yes, it does make my look much better, and so it's definitely smoother when I wash my face with a cleanser, and when I put on the moisturizer. I can really feel my skin. It's definitely smoother without all those small bumps. Then then the second one is definitely less acne. So there were acne that was gone. There's still a bit of left, but definitely less. And it doesn't only look smoother, but it also looks healthier and feels healthier to me, with that my skin with that glow that I was talking about, and that kind of like reddishness that makes my skin looks healthy, not like grayish. And so definitely. Two, does it help prevent acne? And the answer to that is yes. Like what I said, I even this past 2 weeks I was working quite late, sleeping late, and then my average sleep is very little, 5 to 6 hours. No pimple came up, and in my face, and that's very good. And of course, I'm also wondering if I was able to like maybe sleep more, like 7 hours to 8 hours per day, then definitely the results would be much better, right? Three, is this routine easy to follow? And I would tell you definitely yes. So there's only 2 times that you will need to execute this. So first in the morning, which you need to cleanse, and then if possible, as much as possible, you put on sunscreen. But of course, if you are just working at home and your skin doesn't get sun that much, maybe you can skip that part. But if you have windows at home and the sun comes in, then I highly recommend that you still use sunscreen, just like what we talked about initially. And then the second one is at night before you sleep. Then you wash again your face, you cleanse your face, then you put on the moisturizer, the retinoid, and then if you want, another layer of moisturizer after that. And it's so easy that easily became part of my life, and so definitely easy to follow. Four, is it affordable? So before I did my research and this 14-day challenge, I always thought that skincare products were expensive. And what I realized is that that's totally not true. So with whatever I invested, the cleanser, moisturizer, the sunscreen, and the retinoid, these 4 products definitely very much affordable. And with the results that you're gonna get, it's a great investment. 5, finally, the main question, will I continue to do this routine? And it's a definite hell yes. So with all the reasons, with all the benefits, and the ease of putting this into my life, I will definitely continue this. And of course, I want to see the full benefit after doing this for 2 months and 3 months. That's it. So that's it for this 14-day challenge. I had lots of fun doing this, practicing this, and seeing all the results that happen. And so I'll do another 14-day challenge next month, so do wait for that. And if you like this kind of content, please do like, share, and subscribe, so that I will know to make more content like this for you. Bye. Oh, hey there. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And remember to click the bell button so you get updated of the new videos. See you in the next one.